off, off-the-shelf Red God of War, the Soviet Operation Mars 1942. So it is the, well, draw my formation or activation chit right there. So it's the 41st Corps. So that's actually this one up here. But before I get started with this German activation impulse, yeah. I just learned that these regiments here, they don't exert zones of control. So when I broke down this division, the 330th Infantry Division, to cover the line here, that was a waste because these regiments are not exerting a zone of control. So it takes basically it takes at least 2 regiments or brigades or 1 division or corps to exert a zone of control, which makes me curious what the ground scale is. So scale, everything about scale, we have a turn represents 2 days. Each hex is 8 miles or 8 kilometers across, and then units represent corps, divisions, brigades, or regiments, or battalions. Oh, I haven't even noticed battalions yet. So that's scale. So let's go to the impulse here. So we drew the chit. So we drew the chit here for the 41st Corps. There's the headquarters here, back here at this crossroads. Okay, supply recheck, movement phase. Different kinds of movement. Okay, actually it does look like the movement phase is broken down into more than one step. So looks like first we're going to conduct rail movement, and that's the Germans only, and then strategic movement, including reinforcements. Then move units activated by the headquarters corresponding to the impulse chit drawn, like our 41st Corps here, including reinforcements that did not move in the first step. German units with divisional integrity may overrun enemy units during movement. Ooh, sounds interesting. Okay, so here's the 41st Corps again. Has a command range here of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, it has a command range of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically it's the Luftwaffe Infantry Division all the way up to this Infantry Division, but not the Cavalry Division up there. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So back to movement. All activated units capable of doing so may move in a given impulse. Note that a unit may only be activated once during a turn. The number of movement points available to each unit. Oh. For the German side, that might be an issue to remember when a unit actually acts in the turn. Okay. See if there's anything unusual here. Okay, so the 41st Corps isn't going to do anything. So I'm going to put the marker aside on the German impulse track. First box on the leftmost side, first open box on the leftmost side. I'll deal with that later as it comes up. So that, of course, leads in my little mini demo here, that leaves the 6th Corps to activate. So 6th Corps is here, and we're going to have movement for sure, because if I move this regiment up to one of these hexes, at least that hex will be exerting a zone of control. So actually wants to move to that one. Yeah. Okay. So again, conduct rail movement for the Germans. Don't have any. Then strategic movement. And then now we're going to move activated by the headquarters here. Again, command span of 4. I still haven't figured out what they call that. Range. The distance in hexes over which headquarters may project its support and over which supply is traced. This is the first number on the headquarters counter. Okay, range. All right. Yeah, the range of the headquarters, I guess. So this is normal movement activated by headquarters. This is that is, I guess, light woods. Okay, I think what this is 1 for crossing the creek, 2 for light woods for 3, plus another 1 for entering an enemy's zone of control for 4. Okay, I was just wondering why there would be no ground movement effects for snow. So again, this is the first turn of the game, which is the 25-26 November turn. There's the turn track right there. It is snow weather. And when I looked at, okay, so what I did is I looked at the terrain effects chart. Is there anything for snow or mud for that matter? Don't see any. Then there is a weather track way up on the corner of the map up there. It's got the weather modifiers, weather results. Again, the little weather track, and I don't see any weather effects. Nope. But I'm glad I looked in the rules. It's pretty big. Under weather, which is actually the last of the regular rules before the optional rules. Movement costs are doubled for all units except ski during snow weather, and tripled for all units during mud weather. That's huge. And combat odds are reduced 1 level for German attacks conducted during snow weather. Is that on the consolidated? Okay, weather's mud, okay. And German, no, is there? Okay, German units attacking in snow weather. Okay, that's good. But, okay. So, movement costs are doubled, which is kind of funny. Does that mean the creek crossing? I guess it does. So actually, this is but I guess that wouldn't apply to zones of control, right? Okay, so it's 2 for the creek, 4 for the light woods, which is 6, plus 1 for the enemy zone of control, which is the maximum movement allowance. Which actually makes me think, is there a minimum 1 hex move in this game? Okay, actually it does look like there's a minimum 1 hex move allowed. So there's that. I still don't think the Germans are going to attack, so I take the activation chit there, put it on the open leftmost, oops, wrong track, of the German impulses track, leftmost. First leftmost box open on the German impulse track. Okay, just to round out the sequence of play here, I should talk about second and subsequent impulses. So actually, it applied to the 41st as well. when the second and any subsequent, first of all, the rules say when the second and any subsequent impulses are complete, the active player rolls 2 dice to determine if the turn ends. But actually, the errata says that should be 1 die to determine if the turn ends. So subtract 1 from the result if the weather condition is currently snow, which of course it is. If the modified result is equal to or less than the number in the box containing the just played impulse chit, the player's activations for the turn are ended. And that box over on the track, which is off the screen there, is -1. So I guess it would be, wait, that means that they couldn't get -1 as a result. Well, anyways, I'm not sure what is intended there, but there is an early end to a player's activation. That's basically just what I'm getting at this time. The other player continues drawing chits, discarding any of the opposing players until he or she too rolls the end of impulses or draws all his or her impulse chits. All chits are returned to the owning players. The supply points used, this is actually important, the supply points used to combat supplying headquarters whose chits are not played are returned to the controlling player. So the only thing I can imagine is, let's just say that the German player was forced to end early. He would know which headquarters chits were not played, and I guess he would just, well, he would still, how would he know that he, maybe it has to do with the side that the headquarters is on. Maybe that's it. Yeah, so then he would buy back or get back. So if he played 2 early at the start of the turn for those 2, yeah, I guess it would be not the headquarters units on the board, but it would be these. If he got the activation chits back, I guess he could look one by one, look for the corresponding headquarters on the board and know whether it was combat supplied, and then get those supply points back by adjusting the supply track there.